Thank you, Senator. Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. Ms. Pacheco, if I could just start with you. Your organization, the Dream.us, you provide support for undocumented young people for college and career success. Is that broadly right? Am I getting it right?
That's correct.
And among the things you do is you provide scholarships to these undocumented students. Have I got that correct?
That's right.
And so college scholarships, just to be clear.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Can you tell me, maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't, any of the students, do you know if any of the students to whom your organization has provided a college scholarship are currently part of the encampments on any of these college campuses, like the picture you see behind me? I'm sure we've all seen these videos.
No, Senator.
Nobody to whom you provide scholarships are part of the encampments?
I do not know.
You don't know. What about, do you know if any of the students to whom you provided scholarships have physically threatened Jewish students on campus?
I do not know.
Here's why I'm asking. NBC News just reported, and I'm just going to quote now from the article, quote, this is Columbia University, a Columbia undergraduate who provided only her initials because she is an undocumented immigrant and fears deportation, said last week she spent hours a day in the encampment. This would be the illegal encampment that's in violation of the law as well as campus policy. Spent hours a day in the encampment, I'm quoting still now, before university officials threatened to suspend those students. The article goes on, she joined, this student, joined a supplies platoon. That's a subgroup formed by pro-Palestinian campus organizers, end quote. Let me just review some of the things that these students, these in the encampments that is, are saying. And of course, we often don't know who these students are. They're concealing their identities. This is, I'm going to read to you now, and I just warn folks, this is not pleasant stuff, but these are the facts, and we have to tell the truth. This is just from last night at George Washington University. That's here in this town. They projected, the students in the encampment there projected onto various buildings images of the United States flag being burned with the graphics, Gaza lights the spark that will set the empire ablaze. They projected the following: long live the student intifada, down with the settler state, that would be the state of Israel, I suppose. Glory to the martyrs of Palestine, it's a jihadist slogan. Stained with the blood of 44,000 Palestinians. That's last night at GW. Also at GW, they're now calling for beheading, the student encampment, beheading of individuals who support the state of Israel, including holding a people's tribunal where they're putting on trial, quote unquote, various members of their own board of trustees and calling for a guillotine. Here's Columbia University students on April the 20th, 2024. This is all public record. I'm reading this now. This is on, I guess it's X. Columbia University students yelling at Jewish students, and I quote, "Never forget October 7th. It will not happen, it will happen, not one more time, not 5 more times, not 10, not 100, not 1,000, but 10,000 times. The 7th of October is going to be every day for you." The 7th of October, this is to Jewish students, is going to be every day for you, end quote. I guess my question is, Ms. Pacheco, and for anybody else on the panel too, shouldn't we be deporting these students? If we have undocumented students who are here unlawfully in the country who are violating the law, let's just be clear here now, this is a violation of the law, and if they're also deliberately inciting persecution of a person on account of their race, which surely calling for the murder of Jews does that, shouldn't we be deporting them?
After laying out those examples, Hawley asked what became the defining question of the hearing: that if undocumented immigrants are in the country unlawfully and are participating in illegal protests while encouraging violence or making threats, shouldn't they be deported? Pacheco responded by saying that the students she knows love America, respect the country, and want to contribute positively. Hawley acknowledged her response but broadened the question to every witness sitting before him. Should those individuals be allowed to stay? No one on the panel answered. Pointing to the silence, Hawley argued that America should send a clear message that he said undocumented immigrants who engage in unlawful conduct should face deportation. while foreign students on visas who participate in similar activities should have those visas revoked. The exchange has added another chapter to the ongoing national debate over immigration, campus protests, free speech, and public safety. What do you think? Should undocumented immigrants or foreign students who participate in unlawful campus protests face deportation or visa cancellation? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching.
But does anybody think we shouldn't be? Shouldn't we be deporting these students who are here unlawfully? Ms. Pacheco?
Senator, we expect a lot from our scholars, and the scholars and the students that I know love this country, respect this country, and want to and enrich not only the campuses, but also this country.
That's fantastic. And I hope and bet that none of the people that you sponsor are part of this. And I certainly hope that's the case. But I just wondered, is there anybody on the panel who thinks that we should not deport students who are here unlawfully, who are engaging in this activity, who are calling for the death of Jewish students, who are violating the laws of the United States? I mean, shouldn't we be deporting these people? Does anybody want to defend it and say, no, we shouldn't? They should absolutely be here. I think it's indefensible. The record reflects there's total silence from the panel. You know, I also think we ought to cancel the student visas, and I've called for this. For those who are here from other countries with a visa, I think if they're part of this, we ought to be canceling their visas. We ought to send a clear message. Actually, Ms. Pacheco, I think it was you in your opening statement put it really beautifully about how part of what we're talking here today represents the character of the country. I think that's very appropriate. And we need to send a message about this activity, not just about the trespassing and the destruction of buildings. That's bad, that's unlawful. But the threats of violence, and in some cases the outright acts of violence against Jewish students, we should send a moral message that if you do that and you are here unlawfully, you should be deported. If you are here on a student visa, you ought to have your visa canceled. This is the United States of America, and we are not going to stand for it. And I would just hope we could speak with one moral voice on this issue. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chairman.
What happens when undocumented immigrants studying in America take part in illegal campus protests and are accused of threatening Jewish students? That was the question Senator Josh Hawley brought to the center of a tense Senate hearing. His line of questioning quickly shifted from college scholarships to immigration enforcement, ending with a challenge that left the witness panel completely silent. Here's what happened. Hawley opened by questioning Dream.US President Gaby Pacheco about her organization's mission of providing college scholarships to undocumented students. He asked whether any scholarship recipients had participated in the anti-Israel encampments that have spread across universities across the country. Pacheco replied that she did not know. Hawley then asked whether any scholarship recipients had threatened Jewish students during the demonstrations. Once again, the answer was that she simply did not know. The senator then cited an NBC News report describing an undocumented Columbia University student who admitted spending hours inside one of the protest encampments before the university began disciplinary action. Hawley next highlighted several incidents that he said demonstrate how far some protests have escalated. He referenced demonstrations at George Washington University where anti-Israel slogans were projected onto campus buildings alongside images of a burning American flag. He also pointed to reports of protesters displaying messages praising violent resistance and referenced statements directed at Jewish students that invoked the October 7 Hamas attacks. Hawley argued these incidents were no longer simply political demonstrations but included conduct that many viewed as intimidation and threats against Jewish students. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest coverage of major congressional hearings.